You ever had one of those moments where you realise that everybody's looking at you and you're the only one who can potentially fix the problem? Everyone's staring at you. It's a lot of pressure, right? I had one of those moments. A few years ago, I was in the military. I was stuck in a wet trench in Poland, mud everywhere, up to my knees, caved in mud, absolutely soaking wet. Guess what happened? Radio started crackling. And then silence. Nightmare. Our comms completely dropped. Clearly, we're in a military environment. It's a disaster. And if I'm being honest, I slopey shouldered it because I was not responsible for comms. But everyone was looking at me. Now, in that split second, the entire operation went from quite controlled to absolute chaos. And thankfully for me, I wasn't the one in charge of comms. Out you go. Now, you might think that this has got absolutely nothing to do with an office refit that you're looking at, but stay with me because I'm going to explain exactly why this does matter. Because years later, after the military, I built a company called Spore Group. What we do now is we deliver projects, AV projects for the likes of the NFL, for Deloitte, for Microsoft, for OVO Energy. And we started to notice something. And what we noticed was that offices go through exactly the same issues, the same failure point. It's a different environment. You're not covered in mud. You're in a nice environment, but we have the same consequence. And that is that when communication breaks down, the video doesn't connect and the audio cuts out. When the meeting rooms don't talk to each other and talk to the rest of the building systems, you get exactly the same thing that I got when I was in that muddy trench covered in mud, except you're probably not knee deep in mud at that point. But your meetings stall, right? Teams start blaming each other, projects fall behind, and then your guests or your clients who come into your meeting, they start thinking you look unprofessional because the mics aren't working. And your execs are sat there in a corner, steam coming out of their ears, giving you the daggers, which is what we had when I was in the military. But that's a different story again. So I'm going to let you in a little secret that we've got. And that secret is almost all of those failures happen early in the design phase of the project. That's the secret. Now, AV gets rolled in at the end, right? It gets bolted on like a refurb and some suspicious extra bolts that you get at the end of the IKEA install, right? It gets bolted on at the end. People just think it, put it in and make it work. But that's why we started to build something slightly different, something simple, something early, so that you can get early vision on this stuff. Something structured. Again, I'm from a military background. Everything is structured. And something that we've also proven on global projects, right? I've just mentioned some of the clients that we've got globally. We've proven this. And what we've done is we've called this process the AV bundle. Now, the AV bundle is the exact process that we use to stop AV failures long before they start happening. And it works whether you're moving offices, whether you're refreshing an office, or whether you're doing a modernization across 20 rooms across 3 continents. By the way, modernization is exactly what we did for Deloitte. 21 sites, modernized the whole lot. Now, inside the bundle, here's what we're going to give you, right? We'll give you a free AV configurator tool. It gives you the ability to configure your own AV meeting rooms from scratch, so that you can have a really nice high-level design. You can understand what's going into those meeting rooms. We'll give you a full meeting room standards pack. Examples of small, medium, and large meeting rooms, what goes into those spaces to make them the most efficient. We'll give you a budgeting tool so that you can stop guessing. You just enter your details in the budgeting tool. It kicks out your budget. You can then start working with your procurement teams. And we'll give you a risk map showing you exactly where your project could fall apart. Again, at what point? 6 weeks out, here's the risks. 8 weeks out, here's the risks. We're also going to give you our post-project completion Spore Track example. This is the platform that we use to manage our client's estate when the warranties expire, when the devices go end of life, what's the latest firmware. This platform gives you full remote access to your AV assets so that you're not left holding the baby when the project completes and those big AV companies just disappear because they're moving on to the next tender. So we'll give you examples of that as well. Now, this bundle is basically everything that those big AV guys don't tell you. They charge you for it. And it's also everything that Gary in a van, who's just hanging a few screens, he just doesn't know. He's not big enough. Now, here's the best part about this, right? We used to only give this to our paying clients. When we first started the company, we only gave it to our paying clients. People are spending £100,000 or £500,000 on their AV fit out. But now we're going to give you it completely for free. You can download the entire AV bundle for free using the link below. And why do I do that? This is the reason. We don't want your project to end up like a comm system in Poland when you're knee deep in mud and you're soaking wet and you're wondering why the comms aren't working. By the way, that was batteries, which is quite ironic. We don't want your comms room to be quiet. We don't want it to be dead. We don't want your execs with steam coming out their ears because it's going to cost you a lot more than you expected, right? We want your AV to work first time, every time, globally, predictably, and professionally. And this is really slowed down, Scott. So I don't know why that is. We want your AV to work first time, every time. And if I'm being totally honest with you, if we can give you this value for free, you may want to work with us one day. But if not, don't worry, keep the AV bundle, no problems. You can have it, you can use it, pass it to your projects team. Now, if you're planning an AV office, a refurb, or even just updating some of your rooms, download the bundle. I promise you, it will save you a shed load of time, money, stress, and at least one late night Teams message saying, Gary, why doesn't this Teams room work? No one wants those late night messages today. Now, the link's below, right? Start the project off in the right way. Get your AV bundle, configure your own systems, get ahead of it before it becomes an actual problem. And if you do want help turning that plan into a world-class workplace, you know where we are. Link below, download, enjoy.